The moment you think life has settled into a predictable rhythm, it throws you a plot twist worthy of the world's most dramatic romance novel. One minute, Lena and Marco were debating where to order dinner from. The next, Lena was racing behind a hospital gurney, trying to keep up with the man she had loved for what felt like a lifetime. The bright corridors, the swirl of medical equipment, the echo of hurried footsteps, it all felt unreal. Lena later admitted she couldn't even process it. Everything froze except one terrifying thought. What if this is the moment everything changes? She watched Marco disappear behind the ICU doors, and the sound of monitors replaced the laughter that usually filled their home. It didn't feel fair. It didn't feel possible. And yet, there they were, trapped in a reality no couple ever wants to imagine. Hours later, when Marco could barely speak, he made a surprising request. He wanted to see their children. Not to talk about his condition, no. He wanted one final moment to share the lessons he'd always hoped to pass on. A father's heart spilling out in quiet sentences. To their oldest, he spoke of courage. To their middle child, of kindness. And to the youngest, he whispered the importance of laughter, even when life feels impossible. Lena stood silently, torn between pride and heartbreak. Watching the man she adored speak as though he were tying up loose ends shattered something inside her. And then came the sentence that melted her completely. He whispered, "If I can't tell them tomorrow, promise you'll keep reminding them how much I love them?" That was the moment Lena decided she wasn't just standing by him, she was fighting with him. The days were long, the nights were longer. Lena slept in chairs, survived on bad vending machine coffee, and sent prayers to every higher power she could think of. She replayed memories like her own private movie. Their first date, the disastrous camping trip, the time Marco burned an entire tray of cookies while insisting he had it under control. Then, something shifted. Marco's breathing eased, his color returned, and one morning he looked up at her and winked, the weak, crooked version of the wink that had first made her fall for him decades ago. Slowly, the machines quieted, the room grew less frightening, and one perfect afternoon, he let out a soft, raspy laugh. Lena swore it was the most beautiful sound she had ever heard. Rehabilitation was no fairy tale. Marco, usually strong and unstoppable, hated needing help. His first attempt to sit up felt like climbing a mountain. His first step with a walker turned into a small family celebration right there in the hallway. Their kids cheered like he had just won gold at the Olympics. Marco rolled his eyes, but he secretly loved every second of it. And finally, the day arrived. Discharge day. Leaving the ICU felt like walking out of a cave into sunlight. Lena wheeled him out, watching the expression on his face shift from exhaustion to awe as he took in the simplest things. Sunlight, fresh air, the sound of their kids arguing about who called shotgun. Life at home was quieter, slower, and strangely louder all at once. Little things bloomed into big things. The hum of the refrigerator felt comforting again. Morning coffee on the porch turned into a ritual. Movie nights became sacred. They didn't rush anymore. They didn't postpone joy. Every "I love you" landed with meaning. They rebuilt their lives with a kind of fierce protectiveness. Invitations declined, family time prioritized, and somewhere in the softness of their new normal, their relationship became stronger, funnier, more romantic than before. Because once you've held someone's hand through the dark, you never forget how bright the light feels when it returns. And that's why Lena chose to share their story. Not to dramatize the fear, but to magnify the love. Because beneath all the chaos, the machines, the anxiety, the sleepless nights, it all came down to one truth. When everything else falls away, the only thing that truly anchors you is the person who refuses to let go.